We should be we should be live in just a second. Right, cool, we're live. What's going on, champs? Hope you guys doing well. Um, Apologies for doing the show a little bit later around this time, 12 o'clock UK time. What we've done earlier on is a little special. I did a link where I posted out on Twitter for the Daink Country Club where I did the weekly outlook as well. So for those who actually managed to catch that, I mean the link has been deleted now. It was just like just so you guys have an idea of how we do things in terms of the explanation and whatnot, and breaking things down and using using a lot of terms to break, like like in terms of levels, breaking it down to actually give us what we're looking for. Are we bullish? Are we bearish? And then looking for smaller time frames as well, because the biggest thing, right, is that everyone's looking like, oh, Bitcoin's dropped down to 16k, right, 16.5k. This is like last week itself, and then we're looking for 18k, 19, 20, 21k, whatever the numbers are, and but it's not a time to be bullish, right? I haven't been bullish for a while. I've been looking for shorts, and I was discussing on the stream earlier on that when it came to to Bitcoin actually having a pump up over the weekends itself, right, on Friday and well, Saturday and Sunday itself, right? Well, Saturday really, was it Saturday? Yeah, Saturday when he pumped up as well. I wasn't convinced. I wasn't convinced that it was thinking it was gonna go up. I explained into the stream early on for those who caught it as well. Mm. And I gave my reasoning behind it why I was still leaning bearish as well. So it just so happened now that with BTC and Ethereum, we just fucking shit the bed last night, man. Really, really shit the bed in Asia. I mean, we're so used to to BTC pumping on a Sunday that we think that's going to happen all the time. Like history doesn't, like history is not going to repeat itself over and over again. It's going to change its style, change its play as well. And obviously, you can use the idea that, oh yeah, the hackers are dumping the Ethereum and whatnot. That's a factor there. But the chart really showed us that it was really looking shit, to be honest, as well. I mean, did any of you guys that's here actually caught the stream with the country club? Smash the likes, everybody, as well. I'm gonna get cracking in just a moment though. Just finish this cigarette, man. Fucking cold here in the UK, man. The World Cup is on today, so what's the name? England's playing against Iran in about less than an hour, so we're gonna have to make sure we get this done before the football kicks off as well. So hopefully we fucking win. But I do think I fucking what do you call it? The like an African team is gonna win. I really do think an African team is gonna win because the heat is gonna be unbearable for the Europeans. So BTC has a solid Sunday pump in a while. Yeah, he hasn't had a solid pump in a while, but I think that's over for a bit now. I think we're going to go a lot more lower, but we have to look at what's going on. So let's just touch base on dollar index before we carry on. Dollar index, let's get right into it. So this was last week's Monday's range that's highlighted in blue, right? Nothing's really changed. That's the high and that's the low. We've got a deviation there, a bit of a little deviation there, and once you step back into the range, you've got to ask yourself, the fuck you doing back in the range? Once okay, this is a breaking market structure. We took out these highs, come up there, bounce into this. We found a bit of a deviation below the range low, but we're finding support, break these highs, and we knew straight away it's going to go to range high. And I was discussing this last week that I'm looking for price to come into this area here. What is this area? This is the range low on the weekly. We discussed this over and over again. Hasn't changed. I mean, it comes at 108.09 ish. That's where the low is. So that's what I'm looking for, and it's right on target to actually to hit that as well. I do expect there's going to be a pullback in this area. I don't think we're going to if it is going to be bullish. I don't think we're going to go straight into it and then keep going flying up, and then before you know it, it's like you guys can get a chance to actually fucking short the market. I do think there's going to be a bit of a reaction at 108.09 around this area. The question is this a deviation of the range low? If it's a deviation, we'll step back into the range, reclaim, hold it, keep going on the upside, or is it a retest, right, for us to be continual bearish? And if it's a retest, what we'll look for is price to come up, do a bit of a deviation, step back down, bearish market structure, play it back to last week's Monday's high. From last week's Monday's high, we play back to the mid-range back to range low. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much what we're looking for this week itself, start of the week, and we work it out from there. Obviously, we're going to have Monday's range, like tomorrow will be an easier way to play by using Monday's range, but we'll see how it goes. Before we carry on, I do want to have a look if there's anything important this week, right? So go to Forex Factory, the calendar.com/calendar. Look at the Forex Factory and we'll see what we got. So we've got AUD, RBA coming up, New Zealand dollar, something to do with euros, GBPs coming up, anything with USD. All right, so we've got Flash Services PMI that's happening on Wednesday, 2:45 the UK time. That's happening on thingy. Then we have FOMC minutes, meeting minutes on Wednesday. This Wednesday is FOMC. It's going to be very, very important going into what's going to happen going forward in, the end of the year, the rest of the quarter, the fourth quarter, and then potentially looking at 2023. So it's going to be quite interesting to see what they're saying. Is the CPI data enough to show that, and well, is there enough data to say, inflation's cooling off? That's the question. And if the data, if FOMC comes out like, we're not, going to slow down on inflation and this and that, they have hints of that, then we can expect a bit of a downside on on dollar index, which will give a bit of a push up for crypto potentially. We don't know about that. Crypto is actually not working the same as what you call it, fucking the stocks, and it's not respecting dollar index. It's doing its own thing. I was telling the guys in the group that the way dollar index is going and ES is going, they're respecting one another, but crypto with the whole Sam shit fucking dumped the whole fucking shit. I mean, they didn't dump it. CZ didn't dump it. He did say he still got a bag of FTT, but it was really, really bad, and it's displaced away from how the traditional market is working. So Wednesday is going to be really, really key. So eyes on Wednesday, all right? So in the meantime, we still play, short term. Anything going on Thursday? Nothing. Friday? Nothing. So it's just really FOMC minutes meeting, and we got flash services PMI. No, where is it? What the fuck? Yeah, there you go. 245. These are two key things there. But let's have a look. Before we carry on, I just want to see what Euro is saying. Because I was saying that Euro USD is looking bearish, right? And yeah, man, fucking hell, here we go. We fucking lost this level. This is the key level. You want to know what this key level is? Let me go on the daily. This is the range low over here, and that's the range high. You can see highlighted there. That's the low. That's the high. Resistance, well, deviation, bigger deviation, and then we come bang out right here. Is this deviation? We don't know. It looks like it's breaking down. I mean, if you just literally look, all we've done, we just come back into this area of consolidation right here. Let me just highlight this. Into this area here, consolidation, retest off the range low, and any retest into here, bearish market structure, send it back down, target 1 over here, target 2 down into this area there, and let's take out all this liquidity over here and come into 0.06, right? 0.96 for euro. And if that's the case, well, then guess what? Dollar index is bullish, right? And if dollar's index is bullish, crypto's going to go down even more, and we've got the stock's going to go down. It's going to be fucking scary though. I ain't gonna lie to you. So be very careful, okay? Who do we have here actually? Let's give a quick shout out. Now we've got Bern. How you doing, Bern? Afternoon to you. Afternoon, Derry. Good to have you, man. Really miss you there. Hope you're doing well, man. AI, how you doing, my bro? Gandalf's in the house. Michael Caffrey's in the house as well. So, you guys are legends, man. Smash the likes and let's get cracking on there as well. So Euro USD is looking quite bad. GBP USD, the USD. Let's have a look. What's Cable saying? Cable's coming back to range low as well. I mean, this is a range bound environment. Same thing. Let me delete that. We don't need this no more. We can work this out when the time comes. Get rid of this shit here. Let's keep it nice and simple. Same situation with Euro as well. This is the range low. That's the range high. And you can see that that's where the ranges were happening for the last 6 years. And we've taken out this low there, bearish market structure. We've taken out this low there, bearish market structure there. We've come back, retest off there. Now, if it for it to be bearish, right, the continuation of bearish, how do we play this in terms of obviously we could be narrowing it down with what you call it? Can't really. With dollar index, obviously. Let's just put this blue. Let's go on to the 4 hours. See how we look how it looks like. Well, yeah, I mean, it's looking quite strong from here. I mean, for me to say that, yeah, we're going to step back in, similar to Euro USD, we need to actually reclaim these highs there. That's my confirmation to play it back into 25% range, and we'll see what happens there, level to level. But that will be the deviation if we show bullish market structure. But it looks like a retest there, to be honest. Once we lose this low here, right, breaks down over here, then we can play it back down to target 1 over here, target 2 into here, and if we let all this inefficiency there, we'll see what happens there. So then at the same time, we'll work this out level to level with Euro and with dollar index. I mean, if I were to do this trend line here, you can see the moment we lose it, yeah, we've got a bit of a deviation right here. Support, deviation, support. So again, comes back into here, which is I'm expecting price coming there. Lose this low there, breaks down, target 1, and then we'll see if we can take out all this liquidity there if we get below this level at 0.14. Yeah, no, sorry, 1.14. And then we'll see, you know, this again, if dollar index is showing bullishness, I do think we're going to go a lot more low with cable and and euro. So not looking good, not looking good at all. But we'll see how it goes with S&P, right? S&P is interesting now, right? S&P, right? Let me delete this for a second. What we got here, right? We've got consolidation over here, right? We're losing this there. We've got a bit of a deviation. We step back in there. We find rejection of the mid range. As long as we break down there, I think we're going to come back to the mid range of September's mid range. I think my target, you can see an easy target around here. That'll be target. We'll target 1 here, target 2 there. Again, come back and fill out all this inefficiency. See if we can go to target 3. What happens is, right, if we come into here, reject off there, and dollar index is showing bullishness, this could be another set up to 25% of the range, squeezing back down to 2021's range low and back into September's range. And all this would be a deviation of September's range as well. So that's if this, you know, if dollar index is not under control. What's going on, Adam? Adam, GP's in the house. And we got Cryptique. How you doing there? So we got to see how it works out. If I was going to be bullish in terms of what you call it, ES, how would I do it? It is the first day of the week. Let it do its thing, and then come tomorrow we have Monday's range, right? I mean, like, if I want to be bullish, right, how would I do this? I need to get a reclaim off this high there, right? Can you see this high itself? It's acting as a pivot. We got a deviation here, deviation there, deviation, a lot of deviation. So when it's coming up into here, it's going to find some sort of resistance, okay? Which makes sense if it breaks down, bearishness, come back down to, well, these areas here, and then taking out the lows there, the mid-range, and then we go work it out from level, fill out these inefficiency level to level, okay? Now, the bullish way for me to actually say, yeah, time to go back up, right? Obviously, dollar index needs to start breaking down, and at the same time, we're looking to actually reclaim this SR level there, because that was resistance. We've got a bunch of deviations over here, but it's acting as key resistance there. And then once we step back up, play it back up to September side. That's pretty much it. Looking for a bullish market structure for me to enter in. And like I said, this is my invalidation on the upside. But at the same time, we can say that price is in a range. What range is it playing at? Let's have a look. So we got this low here in particular to around this. I'd say around this high. No, yeah, I'll say this high. And that's where the range band environment. So you can literally play it from low to mid to high as a range band environment, but also keep an eye on what dollar index does. That's the very key thing, the key factor there. So that's dollar index. Now let's just talk about Bitcoin. Everyone wants to care about what Bitcoin is doing. Bitcoin has done something quite spectacular. What's going on, Justin? Good to have you here, my brother. Smash the likes, everybody. Really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Bitcoin, I've been banging on about this Monday's range, right? We're still stuck in last week's Monday's range. Nothing's really changed, right? Really and truly, it's like this is last week's low, and that's last week's high, which also comes as Monday's range, right? Fucking hell, what's going on there? Yeah, so that's what it's all coming down to. To me, like I've been saying this over and over again. TCX, my guy, we got Daink Country Club. Good to have you here, my brother. Yeah. So what I was saying is, and John Caboose, man, what's good? What's good? You guys are just in time with the whole what's called the day trades and stuff, and how we're gonna look for this as well. So, Justin Waters, good to have you there. DCG news today. What's DCG? What do you mean? Is that a coin? I'm fucking losing the plot here. I'll wait for Justin to actually get back to me on that one as well. So, yes, I've been banging about Monday's range for quite some time. The key important thing about Monday's range is liquidity resting on either sides of the highs and the lows, all right? So, we've got liquidity resting. Let me just move this into here. At least it looks a bit more prettier for you guys. So, we've got liquidity resting over here and liquidity resting here. So, originally, right, where I would have been quite happy to take out the highs over there and we'll see what happened. If we, show bullishness, breaking market structure, bullish price action, keep going up, and then we can play the highs up. But in fact, right, what we've done, right, is actually a fucking trick to a fucking eye, isn't it? We've come back off this area of consolidation right around here. This area of consolidation acting as resistance, and as you can see, consolidation, come back down, resistance, come back down. We come back up as acting as resistance. You can put a hard stop there. It wasn't looking bullish to me. It didn't look anything bullish to me. Yo, trading nut cut, what you saying, my bro? Joe Crates in the house, man. We got the fucking gang in the house, man. Smash the fucking likes, man. Good to have you here. Yo, who the fuck's outside my yard? I keep looking out like a fucking old person in there. Like, I hear doors and shit. I'm like, oh, yo, fucking, because there's a lot of old people live here around my ends, innit? So like, bruv, I'll tell you something, like, I think last week or something, I put some music on, like in the office. It's the office away from the house, innit? And I've got like Bose speakers and shit like that. So it's like the music was on quite loud. It was about like 10 o'clock in the evening, but it wasn't loud. To me, it wasn't. But the door knocked. There was like two old geezers, right, from different houses. They knocked on the door. They're like, oh, excuse me, Z, do you mind if you're putting the music down, sir? And I'm like, shit, why are people calling me sir? What the fuck's going on? I was like, yo, but 31 years old. It is. I'm fucking old, man. Jesus Christ, man. 31 years old, man. I can't believe that. I mean, I feel like I'm like in my 20s. My mind tells me I'm in my 20s, but my body says you are fucking old, mate. Fucking need help and extra pills and shit like that. If you know what I mean, I'm joking. I'm messing. But anyway, please define old. Ooh, I think bad. I mean, when I say old, I don't mean old as in like, yo, you're an old motherfucker. What I'm saying is like, I feel like I'm in trouble here, but I feel like I'm in trouble, you know. Oh, welcome. Thank you so much for that skin face. Bless you, man. Bless you, my bro. Shout out to Skin Face, man. Skin Face is a legend there. When I mean old, I mean like we're not young in our 20s no more. In our teenagers. When once you pass teenagers, it's really not the same no more. I mean, like I'm speaking for my own self here. Like I definitely have seen the difference in terms of the energy and like my work ethic has increased drastically as throughout age. But at the same time, my energy and my output is not the same when I was in my 20s. Like I would be able to sleep 2 hours and then be functional, quite normal, like as if like it didn't bother me, as if I had like an 8 hour sleep. Now I need kind of like 4 5 hours sleep as well. So I really feel like it's not the same. And like my do you know what I mean? That's what I mean by old. Like that's how I feel like in that kind of way. But again, age is just a number, bro. Age is just a number. I mean, like I've seen guys, man, like in fucking bars and shit like that, right? Like who are in their 50s and 60s pulling out girls who are 18, 19-year-old girls. So shout out to you, 57-year-old. Nah, you're fucking with me, Ban. Nah, you're fucking with me, Ban. Are you 57? Are you really? Are you? Yeah, you always feel like you're in your 20s. True. I like to think that I'm in my 20s, but there's certain things I know I can't, man. If I jump, if I, because I've got a fucked up knee in it, right? When I was 4 years old, right? Like story time. Oh fucking hell, story time again. So I was 4 years old, right? My cousin, he was like 4 years older than me. Like he's 8 years, like he was 8, and he was doing like we were playing wrestling or whatever, and he generally purposely kicked me in my knee, right? Well, playing wrestling, but he kicked the kneecap. The kneecap completely bust out, right? So that my right knee since then, like the kneecap busted out, and from time to time, the kneecap slides in and out. So, but in the cold, it hurt so much, and like notice over the years, like once I hit 23, 24 onwards, right? Every year is more and more painful. I need to get fucking stem cell shot in there, man. I think that's the only way to treat it. Nah, not 20 minutes. No. That's it. No, we're gonna end the story on, but that's it. But you're still like 35, and you're really 57. Fair play to you, my bro. John, feel like 5. John, your voice is a very manly voice. A very old, an older person, 5-year-old. Body feels like 60. Fucking hell, man. I don't want to live at 60 though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't want to be at a position, right? Like it may happen. Health is very important to all of us as well. But it may happen that I'd fucking in like it's not it's like 'cause I used to work as a pharmacist, right? And I've seen the elderlies, right, on like loads of medication. When I say low, they're like 14, 15 tablets as well. And I feel sorry for them. I'm like, fuck, man. You were once young, once fit and healthy. You were once able to go out and work and run around, and now all of a sudden your life changes, it crashes on you, and like we take health very, very our health like very for granted. We take it for granted, and like it's mad. It's mad. It's like when I see that, I was like, yo, that's fucked. Like I don't want to be in that position, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? But I want to live a very like as healthy possible life, and I think it's really important that we all take our health seriously as well. Work out, go for walks, shit like that. John K has a very mature. Yeah, he does, doesn't it? Demeanor. He definitely does. Guy look good in a casket. Yeah, Justin, 100%, man. Fucking I mean, you see my wife and kids when Terry Crews when he goes like no, when Michael Kai goes like yeah when like they'll put him in a casket and cross his arms, right, it's gonna be on the chest like Terry Crews in it. So something like that. But yeah, so let's play Bitcoin. Bitcoin's an interesting one now. Okay, so we got Monday's range, Monday's low, and we've lost the mid range. I mean, ideally when we came into this area here, I would like to have a retest, at least of a minimum off there. Maybe squeeze into the mid range, into these areas of consolidation there. find resistance and break back down, but instead it's shut down to 25% of the range, and we're finding resistance underneath the 25% of the range, which means that, like, if I were to narrow this down, because like I need to hunt a liquidity, because I know liquidity is going to be hunted one way or another. It's going to be either Monday's low or Monday's high. Now, if you look at where we are closer to Monday's low than we are to Monday's high. It makes sense, right? In terms of distance, right? We are just 1/4 away compared to this. There's a massive difference. So I'm going to start looking for liquidity to be hunted out on Monday's low. Now, the point of this, right, is that there's going to be two things going to happen. Either one, we lose Monday's low, come back in, find resistance, break down, bearish market structure, we can take a short, right? But in the meantime, I can take a scalp trade from here down to range low, looking for a possible trade. Or that's one way of doing it, and vice versa on the upside. Or we come back in, right? Does a stop run, holds in Monday's low, bullish market structure, and we can play this back up to 25% range and back into mid-range, filling out the inefficiency level to level area. We'll see how it goes, right? I mean, like, we'll see how this level is. If you come back into this, there's a deviation, steps back down, you got to cut the trade. Because what happens is, well, we're finding like a resistance of this key low over here, which is actually a support, support, find resistance, a bit of a deviation, which means this key level here is going to be resistance, right? So if it does do this price action there, we have to cut the trade and wait for another scenario where they comes back in and finds support. Or what you could do is wait till Tuesday, which is tomorrow, and then play the Monday's range. That's the options that you've got available at your disposal. So if I were to look for a trade here, how would I get on board looking at a potential play to Monday's low? Now, I know, right, price come back on, let's go on the 1 hour, right? I want to highlight this for a second. So you see this area here, see this candle there, right? This is acting as resistance. This whole candle is acting as resistance. Okay, if we go on the 15 minutes, maybe it gives a bit of a scenario there, and you can start to see, hang on a second, I can narrow this down to these two candles there, right? Why is these two candles over here? Well, this is the area of consolidation where we found resistance, 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 and it's breaking down. The fact that we're losing this low over here is bad. So I missed an opportunity to short, to be honest, right? But that's not a problem. Just because I missed this opportunity to short here with a stop loss over here, I mean, invalidation will have to be here, doesn't mean that I can't take the short. I mean, if I were to take a short there, I'm going to have to still keep my invalidation over here or stop loss there, but the risk to reward doesn't become too great. It's probably like just over an R, like probably 1.5 R kind of thing. Let's have a look. I'll do a short position. Let's say we enter in here with a stop loss over here. Yeah, it's about 1.4 R trade as well. I mean, like, I'm happy to see if I can get a better entry. I would be happy, but if not, if I don't get a better entry, I'm happy to enter in. That's the thing, is you got to think like that. You either you miss the trade, so you're looking for another plan to actually. So one, you missed the trade. So what you're doing is you're looking for another plan to actually enter the trade in. Where can you actually find a better risk to reward opportunity? That's number two. And number three, if it doesn't give you that risk to reward opportunity, then what do? Is you look for another scenario, another setup, right? So that's the first setup, which is potentially if it comes back up, breaks down, finds resistance. This is now my entry. I can put a stop loss over here. Hard stop will be there. Playing it back down into these areas here. We're taking out liquidity on there, right? That's one scenario. The second scenario is this. Delete this. The second scenario is this. If I draw a trend line over here, what do we have? We have something like this. Can you see how it's quite pretty perfect there, if you ask me. We've got a lot of support here, support there, support here, support here, and we've just found support there. No problem. But we've come back into these key areas here. You see this high here? This high here? This is where I'd say probably this high here. This is where the key SR is. And we're just below it as well. We're finding support, resistance, smash above it, support, and we just come back in. And this is a retest. If it does now, which comes into this, if this is a key level over here, what I'm looking for is price to come into this area here, break down. The moment we lose this low there, bearish market structure off this trend line, because it's broken the trend line. This is my opportunity to enter in. I can put a stop loss. This becomes very tight. Okay, this becomes very tight, but it's a scalp. I can put a stop loss here, or I can go wider with an invalidation here. That's where I'm wrong there, because if we step back into this trend line, we're looking to come back into these areas here, probably take out the stops there. It's very possibility. So, but again, you can put for a safer bet in terms of risk to reward. Stop loss will be here, invalidations here. That doesn't change. And once we break out of it, then what we're doing is taking out the liquidity over here, right? Which I think that I believe the price is gonna come into this low here, find resistance, find support. because you can see we have a deviation, support, 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 a bunch of supports there, which means price will come into here. As long as it breaks below here, this is now confirmation to take out these liquidity over here and then squeeze out to Monday's low, and that's the trade done, dusted, caboose. We don't need to worry about anything else. We'll just see how it works out level to level, and that's taking out Monday's liquidity. Then from Monday's liquidity, do we come back in, hold above it, and then we do bullish market structure on the upside, and that's it, pretty much it. Now, if I want to look for longs, how would I look for longs? I won't look for longs here. You can say, yeah, like if you're gonna look for longs, right, you have to put stop loss over here on a very short trade, or put a stop loss up below Monday's low, which means you still got, like, there's still liquidity being hunted. Now, how would I increase my probability? I'm not looking for longs. I'm not really bullish at the moment, but how would I increase my probability? My probability will be increased if it's once we get back up, hold above into this area, bullish market structure. I can enter in here with confirmation, but this will give me enough results to say, yeah, we're gonna go on the upside. Fill out the inefficiencies over here. Target one will be over here. Target one will be off this low here itself, and then we're going to mid-range, and that's it. And we'll see how it goes. I will definitely look how we react off these highs there. If we start breaking down at any moment and start bearish market structure on the lower time frame, like the 5 minutes, the 1 minute, cut the trade. Don't fucking risk it. We'll see what happens is afterwards. And then we'll see at the mid-range, what do we do? Do we get back and carry on going higher, or does it come back down and starts breaking down lower, going into Monday's low? We don't know. We'll figure it out when the time comes. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the plan for BTC. Looking at Ethereum, Ethereum short play. Fucking hell, I'm so happy I got into this. Very, like, no drawdown at all. Perfectly spot on as well. We discussed this in the group as well. Right now it's a 7.3 hour trade. I'm sitting on what, fucking 4.95. Let's call it 5 hour trade, man. You know what? You're fucking done. You're fucking done. That's what it is. But looking at Ethereum is different though. Ethereum's very, very different to Bitcoin. Whereas Bitcoin is come down to it's coming towards Monday's low, but Ethereum has lost fucking Monday's low. Fucking lost it completely. Now the question is, does it come back up? Which is why I'm thinking there's a possibility for Ethereum to go on the upside, which means like Bitcoin on the upside, but I need confirmation. Same thing for Ethereum. That doesn't change. We need confirmation. Now what we've got here, right? So we've lost October's. This low over here. This bottom black line here. That was October's low. Come out there, deviation, smaller deviation, support. So if you, and I was saying to you guys on last week, right? Like your hard stop has to be here at the very bottom, and look where we're coming down. We're coming down to actually hunt this liquidity over here, because once we lost Monday's low, take out these lows there, find a bit of resistance, and we're coming down, which means there's opportunities for it on the downside, but we can still come back up and then come back down, or we could this properly there we go. We could still come back up here, and that will be a and then see if it's a deviation or a retest off this Monday's low. And you can do something like this, then we can keep playing it mid-range to range high, or is it a retest to go back down lower? That's a potential move if you were to look at it from a perspective of what's, where's price bouncing off. Well, really and truly, it's bouncing off a particular area of price. It's right here. Just move this over here. There we go. So just over here, that's where price is bouncing off as well. So if I start seeing price coming into here, comes back up, finds resistance, right, and breaks down, I know I can take out this liquidity here. From that liquidity, then we go to the target 2 over here. That's the shorting opportunity there. Really fucking funny though. Really, really fucking sick though, if you ask me. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a joke there. And especially once you lose this low there, that was support. This is your confirmation. Play it back down to range low. Quick scalp, take out the liquidity. We'll see what happens next. That's an opportunity there. Now, if I want to be bullish, right, how would I get on board? Like if price gets back up, holds above this, what I'm looking for is how we react on this particular area here, right? This particular area here at the moment is acting as resistance. This consolidation here, resistance, and we come back into it. So for me to get back into longs, I'm quite happy to enter in with the stop. Once we get back up, bullish confirmation there. I can enter in here. Hard stop will be below the lows, whatever the deviation is below that, and then we play it back into this area of inefficiency, play it back into Monday's low, and then we'll see what happens there. Do we step back in and show bullishness to play it back up, or do we actually have a deviation and play it back down? That's all it is, mate. That's all it is. In my opinion, though, I'm going to be quite honest, brutally honest. I do think we're coming back to Monday to this low over here, 1040. What the fuck? That's not right. 1044 is my target. Take profit is 1044. That's where my profit is. The reason why, right? I explained this in for those who actually caught the the stream that I did for Daink Country Club, I explained it there. I'm going to just quickly touch base on it. This is a weekly range. Weekly range low, weekly range high. This is the consolidation. We broke out, find support, deviation, support, support, support. All this is fucking support. Come here. This wick over here was support. Smash into it, retest up there, bit of a deviation, find resistance. This is all resistance, and we're playing back in the range. And you know what I always said to you, when you come back in the range, you gotta ask yourself, the fuck you doing back in the range? But the fact that when we came into here, right, to me, I was like, the fuck you doing back in the range? Because not only did you take out this low there, this is fucking bad. So any retest the mid range, I'm quite happy to think at the range high, I'm quite happy to take a short. And what we do, I mean, I could have actually put a bid right here, which would have been alright, but I got in a little bit extra. It's a fucking doesn't really matter. 7.3 is 7.3 at the same time. You can't be fucking greedy. But what I'm looking for now is playing back into from there, back into the mid range, and you see what happened. BDC pumped up, right? ETH pumped up, but if you look at a weekly range, where did we pump up to? Just a 75%, and all we did, we just kept finding resistance for 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, the 4th day. Say fuck you, suck your mum. Come back up, and then we're coming back to 25%. There's liquidity resting here, and then once we lose to 1100, I think we come back down, take out the liquidity at 1080, and then go to 1044. Then we'll see what happens. That's what I think that's going to happen today. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much the plan in terms of Bitcoin. I mean, I did say 20 minutes, but 31 minutes, not too bad. You got to give me that thingy, Country Club. But yeah, any questions before I head off? No? Okay, cool. Smash the likes, everybody. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to this as well. We're going to do this throughout the whole journey, the bear market. You know, it's very, very possible to trade this bear market. It's not difficult. It really isn't easy. It really isn't hard. It just takes some time. 90% when it comes to trading, it really comes down to actually the plans. You know, once you have the plans, all you're doing is sitting down and you're just waiting. You just chill out, take it easy, and see how it goes. Play this level to level. I do think there's gonna, the market's gonna go down a lot more than this. I do think so. It just makes sense. I've been bearish for quite some time, and yeah, so we'll just play it level to level and just trade it. You know, leverage trade it. And if, for those who are looking for spot buys, there's a time to spot buy. My advice to you guys is not financial advice. You guys are entirely up to you. You know, to do whatever you want to do. You might think like, yeah, Daink talks shit. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, so that's fine. But my advice to you guys, you know, generally is do not look to buy anything at this current moment in climate. Let FOMC meeting happen on Wednesday. That's a very key thing that everyone should be aware. Let the price action unfold itself. When it gets to bullishness, I will say, yo guys, I'm buying in. I will tell you guys, don't worry about that. I might not tell you like, oh, which coins I'm exactly in, right? I might as well tell you like which color my underwear is, right? But I'm going to be telling you that I'm buying in, which means I bought some underwear. I'm going to put my underwear on. So when the time comes, it will come. But remember, we're in a bear market. There's nothing bullish is going to happen in the next couple of months. You know what I'm saying? We've got New Year's happening, right? So that may be bullish for us to get all drunk and high and shit like that. But at the same time, we just got to wait for the halving. The halving happens around May 2024. And in the meantime, I've been saying this over and over again, spend the time to learn. Invest in your own education. You guys want to be millionaires and billionaires and whatever. You guys want to do that. I respect that. I love that. I love the ambition. But nothing comes easy in life. You can't expect to buy in and that's it. And just because I do like, you know, like you might have myself or other influencers out there on YouTube or Twitter posting their ideas and whatever. Just because we do that doesn't mean that's the answer to everything. It's truly important. Sorry about that. It's truly important that you guys actually take the time yourself to learn how to look at price, understand what price is trying to do, what is resistance, what is support, what other ranges are going on. Are we breaking down? Are we looking bullish? Are we bearish? What's the bias and stuff like that? Because when it comes to the bull run, like let's be honest, right? Everyone is spending out for themselves, right? Like I'm trying to help you as much as I can, but at the same time, you've got to look out for yourself. Because I'm not gonna say to you like openly, like yeah, guys, I'll tell you when I'm taking profit, but I'm not gonna say yeah, I've taken X amount of profit, X, Y, and Z. It comes down to you. So in the bear market, right, it's really important. We got like let's say we got 17, 18 months, right? You got 18 months to learn. That's a lot of time. It feels like a long time. It's a lot of time, but trust me, that 18 months go quickly. Why? Because well, we all have like day-to-day activities to look after. We got friends, we got family, we got life and whatnot. What's going on, Pirate? How you doing, man? So spend the time to learn. I'm telling you, like this, it's for your own benefit. It's for your own benefit. Understand what's going on. The biggest thing you could do, like for those who are still in crypto, who're still actually looking at what the market is doing, the biggest mistake you could do, in my honest opinion, is walking away. Bruv, like you fucking rode it from 69k, man. We all together have watched the high from 69k come down to 16k, bro. Do you know how fucking mad that is? And then now when we're coming down to like to potential lows coming up, right? Like you're gonna walk away. Don't do that. If it's boring, don't say it's boring market. Have respect for the fucking market, man. Because there's things going on behind the scenes that we can't comprehend. So yeah, it's frustrating market. It is. I start spot buying again when rate hikes stop and Fed start putting into liquidity in the market. 100%. I do think we'll recover. I do think we're gonna recover in the market itself, but it's gonna take a long time. We have to be patient, which means if we're gonna be patient, right, use the time to study. You're studying, you're understanding what the market's going on, and it will pay off, man. It will pay off. I mean, the guys in the DCC, they know exactly what I'm talking about. Like they spend a lot of time learning and whatnot, and they're taking their own trades here and there. Like I mean, like on the before the dump that happened, I was looking at the community chart, and a number of guys were looking for shorts already. You know, they were taking shorts as well on XRP, taking shorts on Matic, taking shorts on across the market, Ethereum and whatnot. And these guys are killing it. You're missing out if you ain't. Yeah, appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. So, do I look high? See, Pirate knows me better than I do. Pirate knows me too well. Bless her. Thank you, Stecky. Appreciate that, man. Bro, you know what? Like, I tell you something. Like these shirts in it, right? Like, don't worry about that, Stecky, man. You guys, Stecky, you're gonna buy better shirts than I will. Trust me, inshallah. I want you guys to do better than I do, because at the end of the day, there's no point. You know, like we do this and we're growing together. Like honestly, we've grown together from 0 followers to 2,000. You know, what is it, 2,100? I don't fucking know what number I'm at. How many am I at? What's my thingy? Yeah, 2,200 followers, man. 2,200 followers. We built this all together. We built this together, not me. We did it together as well. Your support, your likes, your interaction, your engagement has really half in the sky. Fuck off. Fucking hell. Is that bad? Fuck it, man. Let me enjoy myself. I don't know all the plan. I don't know the hard work in the morning. So football's coming out. I want to enjoy that as well. But yeah. So like we built it together, and like I want you guys to succeed. I really genuinely want you guys to succeed in the bull market. Like if you look at certain influencers, they disappeared from like January, February time. Some of them disappeared recently. Some of them disappeared in the last couple of weeks or months. But the ones who stay around and Crypti's laughing her socks off. But the ones who actually stay into the market and really put into the work into it, even if you're not trading and you're just studying, it's your benefit. It's your thingy. It's your what you call it? Your what you call it? The fuck? It's for your own gain as well, because you're studying the price, and once you get into the bull market, trust me, it's easy because you've done all the work for it. They do look a bit pink, do they? Nah, fam. It's white, fam. What are you talking about? They're not pink. There's no blunt here. Speaking of you guys taking a piss now. Oh, bro, fuck off, man. Dickhead. Justin taking a piss. Burn. Send me a DM on Twitter. Let's chat. Let's chat on Twitter. But yeah. So that's the thingy. That's the plan in terms of Bitcoin and Ethereum. I don't really think much is going on. I'm in a swing trade on Ethereum, so I'm quite happy to hold that for a bit more longer. I think alts are gonna have a crazy drop coming up. Before we actually touch base, actually, one second. Let's look at Bitcoin dominance. This is a very interesting thing as well. I just realized that now. Bitcoin dominance is looking bullish, right? Which I discussed this earlier. Okay. We're at range low. We come out range low. We're showing bullish market structure. There's a wick up there. We get a bodily candle there. We know we're gonna fucking fly this motherfucker back up, right? Take out these highs, go into the mid range there. But that's if Bitcoin dominance goes up, then we know the price of Bitcoin tends to go down because money is shifting from Ethereum and alts and all that stuff like over to Bitcoin. If I go to Ethereum dominance, I'm expecting it to drop. And oh, there you go, fucking out. Look at it. It's dropping right now, and it's come back to this fucking consolidation. And you know what's so important about this consolidation? This was the consolidation of price, right? Where price was consolidating on Ethereum dominance, and when we had a spike up, this Ethereum dominance little thingy was when Ethereum popped up quite strongly, back into the fucking look at the day. The day was on the 22nd of September, 22nd of October. We broke out that range. Relate that to Ethereum. What the fuck's the Ethereum? Fucking hell. 22nd of September. Yeah. Oh no, we didn't break out of it yet. Yeah, it was already showing bullishness, right? Where it really showed us. I think, yeah. Let me just hide this, right? Where it really showed us, like, yo, it's time to fucking, you know, pop this motherfucker back up. Was right here actually. Oops, not that. Right, here we go. There we go. It's right there. This is the range band environment, and it showed us on the 25th of October. That's when price started surging. Before we actually, if I was smart enough, which I didn't do, to be honest, I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't do it. I didn't pick it up there, but I can learn from my mistakes. On the 25th, right? Look at 25th. He gave us that big ass pump right here. And where did it come off to? It came off at this area consolidation. You can see this area consolidation. That's where it's found resistance. And resistance. So it's breaking down. This is the high. It's acting resistance. Resistance there. This is the low there. We lose the fucking low. We come back down. We come back into this area here. If it was to be like this consolidation, if this was a breakout and a retest for an expansion, well, why are we fucking coming back down to this range over here? So it still looks fucking bad. So which means that if I were to delete this, put this fucking back up. Let me just bring up my levels there. That's the mid-range of this. It's not drawn to scale properly, but let's have a look. Let's get fucking drawn to scale a bit. You know what? Fuck off. Let me just. There we go, you bastard. There we go. And yeah, it's just coming back into the mid-range. And if it comes back into the mid-range, we know that if ETH dominance gets, this is a range-bound environment, get back into the range, loses the mid-range, bearish market structure, where do we go into? Right into here. And doesn't this price action look the same like Ethereum? Look at this. This price action here, consolidation, breakout, and then we come back and bounce above it and we cut lower highs and come back down. This price action here looks very similar to how Ethereum worked as well, which is where same thing over here. You see how price consolidation, we broke out, come back as support. We didn't come back into here, come back as support. We bounce back up to make a lower high, and then we start selling off. This price action looks exactly the same as Ethereum dominance, and if I'm correct, right, if prices are fractal, well, Ethereum's gonna have a nasty motherfucking drop though. A nasty motherfucking drop, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it's horrible. Where do you find? Look, let me draw this out, right? And you guys can print screen it and whatever, right? And I'm gonna post this on Twitter in a bit actually. It's a fucking good find actually. We've got consolidation over here. This is the fucking hell. Let me just the fucking. Let's say this low here to this high there, right? No, fuck it. This low here to this high there. That's the consolidation, right? Everyone can picture this. Number one. That's one is the consolidation. That's the breakout. That's number two. And then number three, where you found support, right? When it came back down, this is number three as a drop. And number four is the consolidation at support. Okay? Where do you find support? Right off these lows here. Right? And then number five, it popped up. And number six, it came back down to the support. Right? So this is what we're looking at. Let me just relate this to Ethereum. We have number one, the consolidation. Right? This is the consolidation. It's exactly the same thing. This is the consolidation number one. Number two was the pop up. Number three is the drop down to support. Where did he find drop to support? Off this low here. This is where he found support. Number four, where we had a consolidation over here, which is not too long. That's number three. Number four is a small little consolidation. Number five is a lower high. And number six, it comes back down to range low. And then we find then once it starts breaking down, that's your confirmation for your shorts to play back into this consolidation there. And if that's the same thing with Ethereum dominance, I'm telling you, if Ethereum dominance is going to go down, they're going to shift from Ethereum to something else, and it's going to be fucking brutal, which means that we can come back into here at 16%. Like that means the market cap of Ethereum will drop because 2% will be taken out of the market and will come back down to 16%. And then from there we'll see what happens. So I think it's going to be nasty, you know what I'm saying? Fucking nasty. That's fucking scary though. But we short the fucking market. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do. That's what we're saying. Check out Matic. I'm gonna call it a day, you know, because it's 12:46. Football's gonna come on. I have to do another day, probably tomorrow now. Can I ask you, don't have the trading view premium plan, but looking at the Black Friday deals, what do you think is the best value for money? Pro Plus seems okay. I get the Pro. You don't need the Pro Plus, honestly. Like I was looking at it earlier on myself, because you got the Pro Plus, right? There's not much different. Look, you can see downgrade. I've got the premium in it, right? I'm downgrading. I don't fucking need to use all this shit. Like what is it? Can I pay with crypto? Can I pay with crypto? Yeah, you can pay with crypto. Oh yeah, fucking I'll pay with crypto then. Okay, blah blah. Tax. But can I have a look at what offers in Pro? Let me see a look. No, trading view plan. Let's have a look. So with the Pro Plus, let's look at the two differences here. 5 indicators per chart, 10 indicators per chart. I don't really use indicators for me, so it doesn't really matter. 2 charts in one window. You can have 4 charts in one layout. To be honest, I'll have it as tabs at the top there, so I don't really use the separate windows within the screen. Like I don't have. Because bear in mind, I got this. This is what I've got the premium. This is current. You can see it, right? This is your current plan, right? So I'm not bullshitting it there. I can have 8 charts. I've never put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've never done that. So I don't really need premium. I'm gonna be very honest about it as well. 20 server side alerts. I don't really use alerts myself. Ad free. That's one of the main thing as well. Volume profile indicators can have custom time. See, the custom time interval is the only thing I use. The 3 months and the 12 months really. Multiple enhanced watch lists and stuff like bars, replay, blah blah. I mean, intraday exotic charts. What the fuck is that about? You know what I'm saying? I mean, save chart layout. I don't really save any charts. I use different Binance, KuCoin, and Coinbase as different BTC. I can chart off as well. Charts based on current custom formulas. Don't really use that. Chart data export. You can definitely use it. You can definitely think it. But for me, I think I'm gonna go back to Pro. I'm gonna go to Pro. There's no need for premium. I pay for premium. It's like 500 quid I paid off as well. And to me, I think it's a bit of a bullshit one. So there's no need for me to use it, in my honest opinion. But the Pro is good, but like the Pro Plus is good, but I kind of use just for what I use is Pro. Pro is more than enough for me, and I think it's blessed. But yeah, that's my view itself. So it's entirely up to you. But what you could do is take the Pro. Just have a look at the way you trade, the way you do things. I thought I was gonna use a premium. I really thought I was gonna use 25. Well, I know about indicators, but I really thought I was gonna have like loads of charts on a layout and use a lot of alerts. But I don't really use 400 alerts or 100 alerts, so I don't really need that. So yeah. So it's entirely up to you. But the Pro is sufficient for me. It's definitely sufficient. But like yeah, how you trade it'll be slightly different to me. But my opinion, stick to Pro. Bird says, I like your streams a lot, so think I join DCC as well as support and some add confluence for my trade. Yeah, bro, you're more than welcome. I don't need a discount. It's time that it's my issue. Right, 3 different groups as one for 4 years now. Bless you. Where are you based at, Burn? Because like I do a lot of the streams that I do will be like 9 o'clock UK time, so it's later on. So if you're in America, you can catch that on, but they will be recorded as well. They always are recorded, and they're posted in a section called the live stream links as well. There's all there. ETH is pumping. Worth it if you trade. Yeah, worth it if you trade. You're true. Yeah. You're on. Find a country club, bastard. Cool. So. Yeah, I'm looking at downgrade now. Yeah, true, man. Because you know what, it's like Justin, you've seen it how we do. We don't really use indicators. I've never used indicators. It's all I've been showing you and explained to you is how I actually. There's no magician behind it as well. There's no magic indicators that I don't show behind it. I literally just trade off the chart itself. Managed to get back whilst you're still. Oh, bless you, my bro. Thank you so much, Steve. Really glad to have you. You're in Netherlands. There's not much of a difference in time. I think you're just 1 hour ahead. So. Never pay the full amount on TV. Always cancel auto subscription as support for. Oh, dude, Bird, that's a fucking smart move. Ask for a discount. I rate that. A very smart move. But yeah, that's it really. Actually, it's 12:50. We're gonna call it a day, and yeah, and I'll see the plans all there for you guys there for Ethereum, Bitcoin, and whatnot. I'm gonna start looking for alts over like later on with the guys, and yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Take care. Have a great Monday. and hopefully we're winning the fucking World Cup. Take care.